In this video, we're going to be talking all about potatoes, part 2, but we're going to be growing them outdoors instead of inside this time. Containers and outside gardening in the ground. Let's get started. What's going on, my plant people? I'm the ADHD gardener, where I use gardening, houseplants, and humor as a form of mental health therapy, and it's all about potatoes again. If you see my part 1 on potatoes and how to grow them indoors in containers, I really suggest seeing that first before we get into this one, because I'm not going to get as detailed like I did in the first video. As you can see right here, this container was from indoors. However, like I said in the first vid, they are mobile, so I brought them outside and they're growing all over my backyard. Now, part 1 on how to grow potatoes, I really concentrated on growing them in containers because, well, that's what I had at the time, and it was in the middle of winter. I want to clarify something. On the first video, I did say that it is ideal to buy organic potatoes because they don't spray anything, no pesticides on them to stunt their growth. If you can't find organic potatoes and you just find regular ones, it's all good. It is ideal to find the organic ones, but still all good, because look, these are regular store-bought non-organic potatoes, and I'm growing a bunch of eyeballs on this. Remember, you have to callus over your potatoes if you decide to cut off each little section for the chit. Okay, first things first, you're gonna need decent dirt, okay? That is the basis of everything. If you don't have good quality dirt, then you're gonna be struggling a little bit. It's not impossible, but you're gonna be struggling. So may I suggest fertilizing or having some good quality soil. Being that we're outside, we don't need to worry about drainage unless you have clay soil. Clay soil is like the worst thing that you can have. Right over here, I only spaced them out about 6 inches, so that's kind of pushing it a little bit. But for now, for the rest of them, I have about 8 to 10 inches apart. You don't want to plant the potatoes too close because you don't want to stifle the potato growth. But I mean, it's not going to hurt it or anything, but it may impact the amount of potatoes that you get. I have 2 different fertilizer options. We're going to go over fertilizers in a different video. But for now, it doesn't have to be worm castings or it doesn't have to be granules. It depends on whatever you have. I even have compost. That is an option too. Whichever one that you have handy. Something is better than absolutely nothing. Now that you got the dirt, you don't have to worry about drainage. Being that we're outside, it drains on its own somewhere else, anywhere else. I've noticed what doesn't drain properly is the only thing you really have to worry about, in my eyes, is clay soil. That shit is terrible to grow. It is damn near impossible to grow through clay soil. But under the assumption that you don't have that, you have your soil, you have your fertilizer. Now I have 2 different kind of fertilizer varieties here. Actually, I have 3. It's not on the camera, I'll probably show it. I have compost, I have worm castings, and I also have granular fertilizer. I'm just dropping some fertilizer in every single hole that I dug. Alright, I'm using worm castings. I do have a worm bin, so I will be using my own worm castings. I think it's almost done and ready to go, but for now, I still have a bag. You can also use granular, you can also use compost, whatever you have on hand. Remember, we had to fertilize the soil in the container? It's the same concept. We gotta fertilize the area that we're gonna be planting, right? So, I love my worm castings. Okay, now that we did that, moving them out the way. Now what I did was, 24 hours before I came out here, I cut a whole potato that has a bunch of eyeballs. You don't have to cut them, you can leave them whole, but I find that I can get more potatoes if I cut them. 1 eyeball per little section of potato. I get more detailed in part 1 of the potato video. See what I mean? I dug the holes. And I already put the fertilizer inside of them. Eyeball or chit up. You want it facing up. So, in the ground, eyeballs up. Ooh, this is a nice one. Look at that. Eyeball up. That's what I call it. I call them eyeballs. Okay? So look at that. That's beauty. Alright. 1 more. Eyeball up. Bam. We cover and then we water. Bam. This is my potato field. I got a freaking potato field, you guys. Let's say you get here. You're sprouting up on the ground. Look at all these potatoes. Now you think to yourself, oh damn, I could layer just like I did the containers. You know how in the containers we layered layer by layer to get more, maximize more? Now you could do that out here, but you would have to keep adding soil. And frankly, I don't have soil to keep doing that. This is why I planted a boatload of potatoes, because being that I can't layer over here, I want to get more potatoes. How long that one is, and I can't do anything about it because I don't have soil to be layering. So I'm hoping that that potato plant gives me enough. However, I'm not banking on it, which is why I did planting more. This is why it is so ideal to grow as many potatoes as you can, because not only do we grow them, we can store them. And that's exactly what I gotta figure out how to do for the fall time, is how to store all these potatoes inside over the winter time. As usual, I love chilling with you guys, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did like this video, don't forget to show me some love and smash that like button. I really appreciate it. It lets YouTube know that you guys like my videos. Also, if you want to see more content like this on gardening, houseplants, and humor as a form of mental health therapy, then consider subscribing. I drop a video every week and then some in between. Also, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram, but I'm on Facebook daily. I share a lot of memes, there's a lot of ins and outs of my life, a lot of side projects, so stay tuned for all of that. I'm just trying to grow my happiness one plant at a time. And if this is what makes me happy, then I'm gonna keep doing it. And I hope planting makes you happy too. Until the next episode, peace and love.